Dallas, Texas, the home of Counter-Strike, the birthplace, some might even call it. Counter-Strike's been going on here for well over, I'll just venture out and say 20. Off the top of my head, 20 years here of Counter-Strike in the lovely state of Texas. It's been quite a run here as we continue down the path that is the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters. Next up, it's ENCE versus G2. Will it be easy for ENCE? That is always the question, but certainly G2 are not going to go down without a fight regardless. Shoxy and Kenny S, along with the others, the newcomers on their team, have certainly made some ripples in their own way. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Trace, and I'm alongside Chad and what is now Maniac as we start to look into this matchup.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. Excited to see that game. Always delivers. Can't wait to see it.
The good thing is we can always quiz him about Jax, Lucky, and Amanek, right? Because he was part of the old guard of the French Counter-Strike, not allowing these new players to come up and flourish. And we can blame him
We could.
single-handedly for all of this.
Don't put that message out there.
I mean,
I was never blocking anyone.
I'm kidding, because he did actually play with LDLC, right? So you tried to help the youngsters. You were there at the bottom. You were there really working it up.
Once upon a time. Let's take a look at Group B. This is where we're at right now. So Group B, with it on the cards, we've already just seen some matches from A, and now things are going to be flipping over on its head, guys. We got Renegades and Energy staying alive in the lower bracket. Furia and Fnatic, not a, I guess, a prospected matchup coming into here, but that's just sometimes how it goes. Sometimes,
I think that one's going to be great.
Yeah, sometimes Energy gets 16-7.
I really think that Furia Fnatic game is going to tell a lot of things, because this is Furia's coming out, right? I think they've had a couple of soft openings in terms of tournaments they've gone to and different layers that they've been showing. They have been taking gradual steps to this point. They've stuck together as a unit. They weather the storm of the MIBR buyout. They've been showing some unique strategies on their T sides. I think Art as an in-game leader and an AWP player. We've always got Yuri in there, K Serrato. A lot of these different names that you talk about, they're starting to ring bells. They're starting to tick the correct boxes in a very similar fashion as to how ENCE have made it to the point of being one of the best Counter-Strike teams in the world.
Well, speaking of ENCE, it was actually Frankie that met up with Ariel for a little bit of a fun activity. I believe it was yesterday. Let's check it out.
Where do you think we're going?
No, I have no clue. Oh, amusement park.
So Ariel, you end up at Blast Madrid. Madrid was a special event for you as well, because you got your first MVP award. What did it mean to you, though, to get that individual award?
Of course, it means everything. I've always wanted to get an MVP and win a tournament that caliber.
Now ENCE are recognised officially as the third best team in the world. What is next for ENCE?
Of course, we want to get to the top one spot. There's always to climb more, and when you're at the top one, you gotta stay there.
What do you got to do to get to the top?
Practice and learn from our mistakes, and just keep the good atmosphere and the communication, everything.
We are going bungee jumping now, and Ariel is going first because he's much braver than I am. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do it. I actually don't know if I can do this. I think I can't. Oh my God. I'm not prepared for this. Really bad, really bad. I want to be on the ground right now. It's too wobbly. I can't actually do this. You got this. Okay. Yes! Woo! It's so brave. I wish I was finished.
Ready?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, I don't like it. Oh my God. Okay. Are we ready? So I just hold on to my thing. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ariel, it feels very appropriate that we brought you to a mini park for thrill seekers, because watching the ascent of ENCE, especially since Star Series 6 in October, has been so exciting. And watching the performances like at Katowice at the major, where you're beating the likes of Liquid and Na'Vi against the expectations, has just been amazing. But what's the experience been like for you?
Of course, it's been a dream come true. When we formed this team, I didn't expect us to go this far. I got high expectations. We did so good in practice and everything that I could see us on the top 5.
Why do you think it worked with this lineup?
The chemistry is really great, and everyone wants to win, and we do everything to achieve it, and that's the main thing.
How'd you count and finish?
1, 2, 3.
A real monk-ass situation there for Frankie. You could tell she was holding on for dear life. Meanwhile, Ariel with almost, I guess, pelotas of steel there, just like
Yeah,
Alu.
kept it pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for Frankie for doing that. I would never do that.
What is the obviously you're an expert in this field. The cycle, like being afraid of heights and stuff. What's behind that? Is there more to it than just being scared of being high?
No, I don't think so. I think sometimes it's linked to the fear that you would actually jump
Oh.
and go through it.
Okay.
That's really dark. I'm sorry to each other.
Yeah,
That's what's behind it.
Well, we got to go through vetoes, guys.
That's pretty dark too.
Pretty
Is it
dark
really
stuff
dark?
right there. Yikes. And that's what we've got in front of us. Unfortunately, it's going to be ENCE versus G2, and somebody has to lose out on the veto.
Should be no Mirage and no Vertigo. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you're G2, you have to veto either Mirage or Train, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because we don't know. Vertigo is an unknown quantity. We don't know the preparation of each team on it.
ENCE is going to get rid of it. I don't
think they're
ENCE-
gonna remove it at the first veto?
I don't think they're interested in it, right? Because they didn't play Cache before, so I don't think that they're going to really be digging their teeth into it here. So we will.
I wouldn't be
ban it.
surprised to see it as a second wave of ban.
It's come out here in the first round, so we're good to see that. We don't have to worry about Vertigo just yet. But I think this is where the picks. I would pick Train if I was ENCE, right? The game
Yes.
that G2 had yesterday against Renegades, it wasn't hugely convincing.
Right.
And then the choice from G2, maybe Dust 2. I think they consider themselves like quite a specialist on Dust 2.
I think Dust 2 or Overpass are the two best possibilities for G2. Two maps they play, they're pretty good on it. Not the best map for ENCE at all. So they go for the Dust 2 choice, that makes sense. And Train for ENCE, as you said, it makes perfect sense. Now the third map, to me, there's a discussion to be had. Nuke could be a possibility as a third map. We usually see Inferno, obviously that's still in the pool. But because both teams play Nuke, I would consider them kind of specialists. I think Nuke has been a French map for the longest time. There you go. Sometimes it works, Sometimes you don't make any sense.
The logic actually pays off
sometimes
every now and again, yeah.
I would say that's a pretty 50-50 veto as far as it goes. Both teams have one map they're really good on and not specialists for their team, and then Nuke is a good middle ground. So that's a 50-50 veto.
50-50 veto. Well, we are... yeah, okay. Yeah, that was kind of cool. Let's talk about ENCE Esports, the Finnish esports organization. ENCE from Finland, live and direct. We just saw a good taste of them down at Summit, and now we're going to get to see them try to battle through this upper bracket matchup. This one has some pretty good cards on the table for ENCE.
So I think now they've legitimized themselves as a team, that is a consistent squad to be feared. There was talk after the major, was that it? Did they just show up there and that was all it's going to be? But no, they've been able to back it up, and X7 was a big proponent of that at the major. Now, normally one of the lowest impact players on the team in the big matches, he seems to be the guy who shows up for this squad. Something I want to note here is the ages of these players, even though they all look extremely young. Look, this guy looks like he's probably still in high school. No, he's 24 years of age.
Still young, though.
Well, yeah, compared to us, I suppose. They've got Alu in the team, who's 27. Ariel, who are just speaking with Frankie, he's 25, right? And then you get to the youngsters. You have Alexi B leading this team. He's only 22, and Sergey's 17. There is 10 years between Sergey, the young prodigy of the team, and Alu, the veteran of the squad. That's crazy.
I mean, the dad of the team, basically.
Dad.
Well, I think Natu's the dad.
Yeah,
Alu's maybe
Natu's more like a grandpa at this point.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Shout out Natu. I know you're watching at home right now.
He's here.
Or actually, yeah, that's right. He was in Los Angeles. He came
Yeah.
here. And this is kind of a triumphant return. He hasn't been here in some
12 years or something
decade
like
or two.
that.
Yeah, he's really kind of here to try to see ENCE seal the deal, at least for this part of the bracket, with G2 on the other side right now. I mean, having already beat up on Isurus, they're going to be tested in this matchup.
Yeah, they definitely will. And the fact that Chat Messenger X7, I think, I have an index in my head when I think about a team, is how much individual pressure is there for an individual to perform in order for his team to perform. Like, if you think about Nico in Mouse Sports at some point, or you think about Simple in Navi at some point, you would say these players need to perform if you want to see Navi or Mouse Sports win. When it ends, I think that ratio is really low.
Yeah,
I don't think
agree.
there is an individual pressure on one player to perform. I think everyone can do it. And that's a strength, and not so many teams have it. Astralis have it, Liquid have that, and then I would put ENCE in that basket.
Would you guys kind of put them onto the plateau, or the platform rather, that's all there because of their teamwork, because of their communication and how they kind of fundamentally approach the game?
Definitely a very big proponent, right? Like,
Yes.
you have to look at that as a massive reason as to why you don't just need Sergey to rock on in and drop 30, or Alu to come on in and find a bunch of opens with the AWP, because they can go back to teamwork and strats.
They can, and that's always something that you should be relying on. You do have Kenny S and Shocks that you usually can rely on, but to the side of them will be Amanek, Lucky, and Jack.
This is the opposite. This is the opposite of what Maniac was just saying.
Yes.
This is the team where you need the stars to come on through, right? They don't have the same foundation. I don't think they ever will. I think that they have quite a stubborn approach to their game, and one that does rely around individuals being able to fulfill their roles to a very high percentage, which isn't going to happen all the time. Jax, the more I watch him play, the more that he starts to appear as a blunt object in the sense of he can entry frag, keeps that W key down, but they can't see too much else coming from him as an individual.
Maniac, for those of the viewers at home that might not have been following the career of some of these young guys, where do they come from? To the side of Shox, from the side of Kenny S, where do the other three
What do you
come
want to
from?
talk about the younglings of the team? Jax, for example.
Yeah.
I used to play with him. I had a brief stint in Millennium 2 years ago. Jax was a player that declined a few offers in his career because he was loyal to his friends. So I think he could have been up there a bit quicker. Yeah, as you say, respect to him. He's a really nice guy. As Chad said, very mechanically gifted. I think he needs to step up on his game sense and decision making, but that of Shox and Kenny should help him. And then you have Lucky. I think Lucky is really the absolute newcomer. You know, Amanek has had brief stints with Misfits and LDLC, 3D Max. Lucky was just, he basically exploded with 3D Max when they had, you know, the minor, they, I would say, shaken some teams here and there, but you know that was a limited effort. But still, people noticed him, and now he's in the under the big light.
And that was kind of the thing about Amanek, right? Because used to be it was synonymous with Devaduvek.
Yes,
it was both of them at the same time, same place, kind of inseparable. But then they go their separate ways in a post-Misfits era, which was an interesting time for them. They did see a little bit of success, but probably not where they wanted to be. What are some of the things you think that they were able to take away from it?
Well, the thing about Amanek and why I am surprised or I am doubtful of how he's going to fare in G2 is that he was a player, or used to be a player, that would take a lot of space in a team. He would need a lot of space to make his decisions, play one area of the map, and when you play with Shox, when you play with Kenyas, obviously they are going to take some space, so that requires arrangements, negotiations, I guess, put a game plan together. But he's a very clever player, also quite skilled.
Yep.
But I don't think he's quite at the end of his, you know, development fair, I'd say.
There's a ton of time left, and with that time, we're going to do a head-to-head right here, brought to you by X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, this is the story of, well, one of the X-Men's most beloved characters is Jean Grey, and she evolves into the iconic Dark Phoenix. You know, and it's during a life-threatening rescue mission in space that Jean is hit with a cosmic force that transforms her into one of the most powerful mutants of all.
I can't wait to go to space.
Yeah, same.
Would you want to do that?
Let's go after the broadcast.
Yeah. So when we look at these two teams, I don't know if either of them are going to have anything evil about them, but I think that we're clearly comparing the two AWPers here, right, and the impact that they can have. Now, Kenny is the individual who can take over an entire game. Alu, I know you had a lot to say about him, Maniac.
Yeah, when I was doing my preparation for this game, I realized that Alu is doing so much for this team that we might not realize from the outside. You know, his entry fragging ability, his clutching ability, his AWP, obviously, he's one of the highest rated player in 2019 on LAN. And on top of that, he's a mentor, not only on the server, but outside of it. So I just wanted to, you know, pay my respects for Alu and what he's achieved with that team.
For all of you outside of the server right now, you just saw your opportunity to vote in chat. I'm sure you're already lighting it up, but just in case you had no idea, use hashtag G2 or hashtag ENCE to get your vote in.
Easy as that.
It really is as easy as that. It's as easy as me asking you for a prediction, and you too as well. We'll start with you this time, Chad. Let's mix it up.
I think that ENCE leaps and bounds ahead of G2. If G2 have had one of the days where they wake up and everybody's clicking and they can play some very beautiful Counter-Strike, then they can win this series, no doubt about that. But ENCE, in my mind, are a consistent force. Maniac painted the picture very well. This isn't a team where I'm going to sit there and go, well, Sergey needs to show up. The team is going to come out, they're going to play team-based Counter-Strike, and then if Aerial shows up, or Sergey, or Alu, or someone, then they're going to dominate, right? So I see them as the clear victor here. We're obviously coming back between maps. If we're just doing it on the first one, I think Train should be convincing off what we saw from G2 versus Renegades yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to stay Train for ENCE, obviously. Yeah. I just think in a series overall, that should be a 3 maps. Just because G2 got away with a map that ENCE are not really specialist on, and I think one of the reasons why ENCE win their games is because, you know, they have these tiny tricks, the process, the routines on the map, and Dust2 is definitely not part of that category. I think they play a standard Counter-Strike, which is not an ENCE.
Tune it up a little bit.
That's tuned up a little bit, not quite yet to that Train level. So I'm going to say 3 maps, but I would give Train to ENCE any day of the week.
Yeah, and you know, guys, this as complex as you both made your prediction, it's really going to come down to something this simple here. Natu hooked me up with the jersey last week, so I'm going to have to go for the side of ENCE. It's that simple. Yeah, I think ENCE actually do have the fluidity within their team, within some of the points we were making there within the fundamentals, and they can pretty much get it done if they start on a good foot, which is what we're going to do right now. We're going to keep our feet moving along here, right on over to the commentators, who are still ready to get things underway. We do have Anders and Jason, and these guys, well, you look re-energized, you look refreshed. Jason, how do you feel?
I feel great. I feel really good, Trace. That was a nice, calm throw.
Yeah, keeping it in the X-Men theme here with Professor X. We appreciate it.
Okay, there we are. Can hear some laughter in the back. You get your cheap chuckles. You get it in there. You happy now? You can move on with the day.
I am, in fact, happy. I'm glad you care about
As
that,
if that's
Moses.
the best you have to offer.
It is a classic, isn't it? Well, how are you feeling, Moses? On a serious note, I do care. How?
I'm feeling good. I'm excited for this. Excited for another glimpse at G2 because when we saw yesterday, solid CT side, it was the T side where things really came off the rails. And I hope we can see a little bit more of a solid CT side and a little bit more impression on the T side for this G2 side because we've seen Vitality start to pick up pace a little bit and start to impress some people. You want that same feeling out of the other French team as well.
Yes, you absolutely do, and it would be exciting, I do agree. ENCE is an absolutely lethal team. I think it's going to take everything they got here, G2, to make sure that they're going to be able to make it through this best of 3, but let's see, it is a new day, and you really never know. ENCE going to be playing on the T side, G2 on the CT side. Lucky, who has been really good in this bomb side, he's going to be falling back pretty quickly. Generally a strong player, Lucky. Shocks to get the first kill, but very quickly traded by X7. Alu picking up Lucky. And now they're going to get the bomb plant and they're moving up as well. I like this play from the T side. Not sticking on the bomb itself, but sort of making it an aggressive push. Although Kenny, he really called that. And Amanek with a great follow-up.
That's the problem with aggression is if it goes south, it's really, really difficult to recover, and the bomb is going to be defused. It has a kit inside the smoke. Nade is out. Double nades are out. Oh, they've got it! 2 nades instead of the Molotov, but it's just X7. We talked about how clutch he was, but he needs to deliver something special here. They're inside the smoke as well, and he's distracted. He can't find the lineup. It's going to be G2 with a pistol.
Oh man, for everything. I mean, that is actually such a smart move, having the double grenade, because it's so common now for people to smoke the bomb.
Yes, that counters that smoke, doesn't it?
But there's a little part of me that also thinks, even the double grenade is like, it isn't 100%, right?
No, but I think the one thing that kind of tilts it is the fact that the diffuser is very frequently not going to have armor.
Yeah,
right?
that if they don't have armor, then you're done. Then it's a GG, right?
Yeah. But it certainly is a much, like, you have a smaller margin for error with the nades, don't you?
Yeah. Still, I mean, actually, that adds to the excitement from my point of view. Great start for G2, though. Good recovery.
I really liked, who was the main defender that beat bombsite? Shocks was far back.
Lucky was close.
Was it Lucky that was close?
Yeah.
They had a really cool theory when that hit comes in, both of them focusing on the sidewalk, saying, you know what, we'll just let him into the site. Let's just make sure that player close up inside the site can't get wrapped upon from sidewalk. As soon as that action comes in, they each took their first initial shots, and both looking to the right side of that first train. So that was really cool. Shocks actually bails Lucky out of a tough situation, and they can build upon that from there.
Alu looking his usual self. Can't really tell.
That's his angry face. And his happy face.
Yeah, it's just all of it, right? You just don't know. Don't know. Maybe he would make an exceptional poker player. You know? Have there been any huge, like, really big
Finnish poker players?
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be interesting. I always find it bogus when I watch poker tournaments that people are allowed to, like, wear sunglasses and headphones and stuff at the table. Shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. That does seem like, I don't know if it's cheating, but it does seem like, you know, a little bit of a tweak. I don't know. I don't have strong feelings about it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, just don't care either way. I mean, I really don't either. It's just a passing comment.
Good opening here. Some deagles in play for the Finnish side, but none of them have found any targets yet. And Alexi B won't be the one to do it either. He will be picked up and carried on. Jax. He was an exciting player last time we saw him.
He was.
They really want that deal to do something. It's been passed on generation to generation, Moses.
Yeah. His father's father first had that deagle.
Yeah, a lot of story behind it.
Back at CPL 2004.
Exactly. Carried on through the ages. And now it's finally going to get lost, you know. Stuck in this round forever. Oh no, it got picked up again.
I couldn't even think of anything to respond with. I only had that scene from, it's a Tarantino film, Pulp Fiction, about the watch.
Yeah.
I had that whole scene stuck in my head with the deagle.
And you couldn't fit a deagle up there, so...
No, that'd be uncomfortable. Wouldn't want any accidental misfires either. What if, like, you shift your weight?
Why did you take us down this road, Moses? Why have you done it? Why did you do it?
Listen,
you knew I couldn't.
I started us down the path. You're the one that inserted the deagle into that hole.
Well,
Alu going to be holding the op at an off angle. They go for the peek. Oh, he misses the tag. That was a very shallow angle. Now they can actually set up this aggression. Double nade into the back right. Aerial's down to 10 HP. This is great early damage, and obviously they can't know it. It's dangerous to stick around longer, and G2 overstay their welcome.
Jack's out of the round, although the damage there on Aerial and Alu is not insignificant.
No, but you didn't need to continue to push. You had your double nade, you got the op forced back, you were lucky to get away without that op picking anyone off. Just fall away. Now some aggression towards Ivy, and X7 is waiting for it. It's going to be a freebie. And taking advantage of even the smallest mistakes that G2 are putting out there.
Yeah, Shock's actually put himself in the perfect position for a headshot right there. It's like there was a little frame, and he just sort of...
stopped in that frame?
Yeah, he just sort of put his face right in there.
Well, now if you're G2, I mean, this is the only call you can make if you want a chance at winning the round. Stack up one of the bomb sites. The inner is the most logical. And you just hope and pray that they eventually end the round in this situation at this bomb site, which isn't going to happen. You can see them moving one player up Ivy, 2 players, 3 players in connector. And yeah. G2 is going to lose the round just by default. ENCE is going to find a free bomb site.
You know, my dad used to have this this thing that he would say whenever somebody said that hope and pray kind of thing. He would say you could pray in one hand and spit in the other and see where you get the most. It's a very very harsh, you know.
That is.
But also funny in a way. Maybe it's more of a Danish humor kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I think that might be part of it. You Danes are weird folk.
Yeah, I don't know. There are, well, I mean, I was going to say, to make up for it, there aren't that many of us.
Well, unfortunately, they're all congregated in Counter-Strike, aren't they?
Yeah, that's true. Disproportionately representative in this game. They almost made it out with, well, FAMAS is still alive, I guess, but one of the SMGs went away. Now they're sort of boxed in, but I don't think anyone's going to find them. Great round out of ENCE. Really, I mean, with that kind of an opening and then the follow-up from X7, they made that work.
Especially for forcing back all the CT aggression in the first round that it's brought out, right? It's the first gun round. G2 kind of want to start really enacting their game plan. They want to, you know, whatever plan they come up with ahead of this. They obviously wanted to get into those choke points and apply some pressure and maybe take over some map control and find some kills for it. And now that ENCE had success stopping the mid push, stopping the Ivy push, that might make G2 second guess themselves a little bit later on down the line.
Okay. Was he just angry that he got smoked off?
I think he was just taking a low risk, 6-bullet spam. Maybe he gets lucky. Maybe someone is hanging on the side of your box.
Seemed aggressive. Although I actually am a big fan of those really aggressive pop dog pushes. Like sometimes you can just hit some really freaky timings when you try that. So I'm not upset. Now they're trying to walk out. They will smoke it off. I was going to say maybe they have no signal at all. Good return from Alu to take down Lucky, and that's going to put a lot of distance here, especially for FAMAS to cover. He's going to try and move a bit closer. Kenny, can he get close enough to the action? Alexi B takes that one. Aerial. He just looked in that position perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah, what a nice snap over. I thought he missed the timing. I thought he was going to get taken down for free, and that's going to be an easier one for ENCE. Hit a window at that inner bomb site, using smoke as they come out the upper ramp as well. Alu with the all-important trade. I think that all rains down death on 2, maybe 3 people if Alu doesn't hit that shot. So G2 forced into another save again. And keep your eye on this as well, because yesterday against Renegades, it was the CT side that was very, very strong for them in that matchup to help them get the win in overtime. They were actually able to get 10. It was a 10-5 at halftime. But it was 10-1 at a certain point.
Yeah, even the 10-5 was like a deceptive scoreline, wasn't
it? It almost felt like they shouldn't have gotten 5, but they did.
ENCE, on the other hand, have a slightly different game plan. They've already tied up the game at 2-2, and that is going to do some bad stuff to the French economy.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, not going to be great. One other thing to keep your eye on as well for this G2 team is at the end of that game, I mean, they won it in overtime, but there was only one player on the team that had a positive opening kill differential. That was Shox. He was +1. Everyone else with these are Amanek at 0, everyone else is negative. So, I mean, despite winning that, they really didn't get a whole lot of solid openings on this map. A lot of it was recovery. You can't do that against ENCE. ENCE is too good on train. You're going to have to win some of these opening fights.
Which, especially on the CT side, where at least some of the time, you're not going to be in charge of initiating those fights, and it'll be a little bit more tricky. Although we did earlier today see how it's possible to try and push aggressively, you know, over here in B, for instance, do like a 3-man push or something like that. But I do feel like they need to take some initiative on the CT side. I don't think they could just be waiting around. Alu looking confident with the AWP early on, that is bad news if you're on the G2 side. He's actually a scary player with that weapon.
He is. He's just a very scary player in general at the moment. He's playing super well within this team, within this lineup. G2 playing the economy game. They're going to save the AUG and the FAMAS for the next round.
The only thing, I mean, my only, or at least one concern I have with Alu just as a character in the scene is that I'm not really sure what I enjoy the most, if it is the, you know, if it's him in the server playing the game, or if it's his general wisdom about life, and some of the content stuff that ENCE do. I feel like that could be like a whole thing almost. So.
ENCE does have some really cool content that they've rolled out, and a funny glimpse into players whose personalities you don't get to see too often on the broadcast as well.
Yeah. Definitely need more of that. Well, 3-2 the scoreline now. I don't want to call it a pattern yet. I want to give G2 a chance to sort of, you know.
Well, they have the double op setup out. Shox has one, Kenny has the other. So you'd imagine that this is going to be a pretty good glimpse at a defense that they would like to run as much as possible.
What map did we see them on where they made that work? Was that on train?
I was here yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
This is what they played Renegades on.
And I think that double op was actually, you know, a big tool for them. So maybe it will be again. Exchange of grenades down at Ivy, but nobody's dying so far, although Shox is going to get caught. That was one of the ops gone. Grenade.
That's the second late peek he's chosen to take into a high traffic area. The first is walking down Ivy, you know, 20, 30 seconds into the round. This time it's taking a peek at upper halls. When ENCE had already had control of it already halfway up, so curious. But again, a 5-on-4 for ENCE. And now they can just wait. Over a minute to play with this disadvantage. And look how passive it forces your defense on the B bomb site. Lucky just playing real far back to get a quick rotate outside, but also stay alive. Hopefully he can get one if they do attack B.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's too much saying he's even defending B, isn't he? He's just sort of like...
Yeah, he's not quite. He's just keeping an eye on it.
He's like, yeah, every once in a while.
Babysitting. He's not the daddy.
That is exactly right, you know. He's got the baby monitor in there.
Yeah.
Looking for it. Jax up on the train, 30 seconds left. He might be in a great position. This can actually work out for G2. They've sort of gambled on, you know, sticking 3 people out here. Another one close by on the rotation. Oh, there was a chance now. He's down at the low ground. He's going to get shot down. Amanek with 1 in return and a double with the FAMAS. And he's finally going to get taken down. Aerial with a great double in return.
A missed shot from Kenny as well when Aerial turned to take care of Amanek, and that might be the one that seals it. The immediate response, 10 seconds. They're so close by. Lucky needs to hold on and he can't. Good kill from X7. Alu is just coming out of ladder room. 4-2 now, and ENCE have all the answers.
I mean, if Jax hits the first shot on the guy, you know, popping up on the ladder there, maybe that could do something. But that spiraled out of control quickly. Real shame for G2 because they had the right idea.
The real one is the miss from Kenny. That's the one that could have saved his teammate's life, and then all of a sudden you have way more manpower in that outer bomb site. Instead, both of them go down. Alu has an angle towards camera. Misses the shot. But another opening kill for ENCE, this time with a nade.
Double nade, I think. They made it work. And, well, all stacked on P. It is it could be the right idea. Certainly an idea worth entertaining, I think.
Problem is, we saw earlier, Alu was actually peeking into the outer bomb site, the train yard, and he was looking for people. So the longer this goes, where he just sees absolutely no movement and feels no pressure, the more likely it is that they're going to hit this A site. So they might send Sergey down. He's using some nades just to try and get some counter utility baited out to get some information. It's not coming. But I don't think there's a chance ENCE ends up at the B bomb site.
They've got so much time to figure it out as well, don't they? Jax trying to take a bit of control. I don't really mind it at all. I think, again, I would much rather see a version of G2 here that is, you know, trying to put things a little bit on their side. He's got the timing for it. There's going to be one good headshot to follow up. I mean, that was a hard shot to hit no matter what. Alexi B will take him down. 30 seconds, and the bomb is going to be planted. There was a player close by. I think Shox is almost able to sneak on in, but he's going to get caught by Aerial, so I think that diffuses any kind of a threat that would have been there. Moses, if you had a chance to go into space, like the desk we're talking about, would you? I mean, let's pretend that any of us were in good enough shape to survive going into space.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely would.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, is there no chance I'm coming back? Is this what we're talking here? Like, you talking about the Mars missions, or are we talking about like a quick, friendly trip around the moon?
Just current space travel, whatever that means. Let's just say...
Yeah, I would.
Rocket out to the International Space Station.
Hang out for a week.
Hang out for a week.
Throw a party. Really cool party.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
All right. I don't know. I'm not sure how many people would. I feel like a large portion of people would say no, thank you. Sort of...
Because of the risk, you think?
Yeah.
Or just space isn't that interesting to people?
No, I don't. No, just because of the risk.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I would do it. Would you?
I feel like with the kids and everything, that I'd worry about that. But I want to say yes, of course.
Okay. Well, yeah, you have different responsibilities that I do not currently have in my life, which gives me the freedom to do things like outer space.
Yeah. Maybe we could set that up. Get like a...
What if I babysat your kids while you went to space? Would you be more worried about the dangers of space travel or more worried about me watching over your children?
No, I think that'd be awesome.
Cool.
And you have a really good time. Kids, which I'm sure, yeah, that'd be fine. No problems at all. 5-2. Leading into round number 8. And, well, let's just see. G2. I'm still sort of waiting, and I've been waiting for a little while. And you know what happens when you wait for too long? You get impatient.
When do you stop waiting? What scoreline are you looking at for ENCE to get to where you're just like, all right, not interested anymore?
Wouldn't say not interested, but I would say I would have to release like a bit of a sigh when they get to 6 rounds, which is the next round.
Jax is dead for free.
Yeah.
Oh, he recovered. He saw it. It was a slow peek from Aerial.
He brought it back, but they did lose another player in the meantime, so it's not as exciting as it could have been. But yeah, I think if ENCE get to 6 rounds now, that's where I start to sort of feel like that's going to be hard. Jax actually using the fact that he got to live a little bit longer to his benefit, getting a second kill in here. So now it's 4-3, 55 seconds on the clock, and yeah, still ENCE maneuvering across the map, trying to put themselves in a good position. Kenny, I think he's got like 1 kill at the moment. It'd be good to see him get even exit kills, just anything to get that rifle fired up.
The biggest problem with Kenny is the ADR is only at 12, so he hasn't even really been involved. They had a couple saves there early on after the gun round losses, and the AWP has missed a couple shots, which lowers your ADR, obviously, but you want to see him getting more involved in all the different facets. Now, G2 have a pretty good defense here. Lucky's close up. They have an AWP far back who's missing the opportunities. Lucky has everything to do. There is a fast flank as well in this 3-on-4. And currently, at the moment, actually ends 15 seconds. They're scared to cross. That's going to give Lucky all the time and confidence he needs. Drops 2 in the bomb site. It's just Alexi. 8 seconds on the clock. And he's surely going to go down eventually, but he will get a bomb plant.
Yeah, bomb goes down. He's got the AK out. He's actually going to take Kenny down, and finally the grenades will do the job. So still, they lost 2 more players than probably they needed to then. So that's going to be annoying for G2. I mean, when you do win a round, you also kind of want it to be
clean. Yeah,
a little bit more of a confidence-building type scenario, but that is probably not it yet, and their economy is also going to be suffering from it. So, but that does, you know, we avoid the sigh for now, sigh disappointment, you know.
I don't think G2 is going to have a whole lot of comfortable wins in this half. I think even the wins they get are going to be scrappy. They're going to come down to some of those, you know, post-plant situations like we just saw. That one was a 4-on-2. But I think ENCE is going to really, really put him to a big test consistently here. Double op setup again, Kenny and Shox.
Yeah, I actually do think that could be the answer. Like, if they really get those rifles warmed up, that might be it. Shox with 1, Jax with the opening, and Lucky to take down X7. There is a reply, but Sergey, I mean, I don't know. That might just be too much. Shox to follow it up, a double for him in the round. And now Alu. Could he do some economic damage? He's going to miss the chance, and all right. We almost gave up. We almost let them go, Moses.
That's a big risk, though, from ENCE to call that kind of a tactic. I mean, you're initiating the action through smoke and just coming out dry from ladder room as well. And that's all trying to set up for a fake towards that inner bomb site. Unfortunately, they need the opening kills to make that kind of a tactic work, and they don't get either of them. Makes things very easy for G2 down the stretch.
They still have not broken the Finnish economy, so they're gonna have to do a little bit more. But if they can get to that stage, then I think they're starting to build something. They're starting to make it look a little bit better. X7 down at Ivy alone. Are they gonna try and push him? They're at least gonna put up the smoke, which should command some attention for the ENCE side. They've got to respect that a little bit.
X7 is giving it a lot of respect. He's not even messing with Ivy whatsoever. Alu has come over to get some eyes on this smoke, but they know when it fades away, someone could have made their way over towards the trash can, so they have to be very cautious how they approach this. In that position, even though you're pushed up, I mean, that position pushed out Ivy is not the greatest. You're far away from getting involved in any of the action, right? It's almost like you're there to have a timing on when you want to push and get the big flank.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear. They're going to double molly the pop block position, but they're not going to catch anyone there. So, a tiny, well, I don't know if it's a waste, but they didn't work out this time. 40 seconds now on the clock, and what are they going to do? Looks like an inner hit.
ENCE is hoping that this kind of utility usage and presence is going to force that Ivy player to make a move. Alu is still watching it until just about now. He's just turned away. That's when the flank makes its first step. Down ladder we go. This flank is going to be so fast. All of a sudden it gets into a much stronger position. Amanek can ruin them, but Alu sees it coming. Goes for the check and he spots it out.
Yeah, but they only have like 13 seconds. The bomb does go down. That's actually incredible. Might have been a bit of a mistake here, G2. They maybe could have fought for a little bit of time here. Jax is going to be taking down Alexi B. They are still circled in right now, and X7 is going to go down 3 versus 5, and the bomb has really not been planted for that long. So ENCE, they need some kills right now, otherwise this is not going to be working out. Tap of the bomb, and just to force out some of the fights here, and they're winning almost every single one. Aerial going to be picking up 1 kill. The Molotov, he's going to put it down in front. I'm not sure if it's covering everything, though. They're defusing the bomb anyway. It's just not enough, and real shame, real good attempt here. ENCE going to be losing the round ultimately, and G2 able to pick it up. That's now winning 3 in a row.
That was actually a super cool round from G2 because they had that decision. Like you said, they could have fought a little bit harder for the bomb site in a 5-on-5 with that much time left, but they don't mind backing off, and we saw this yesterday against Renegades as well. They don't mind alleviating some of the defensive pressure on the bomb site to allow whichever flank that they have coming in to be effective. And once he gets in position, once Alu spots him out, you know where the Opper's attention has got to be. You know Alu's got to be watching behind. You know you all of a sudden have a 2-to-3 front retake going on, and for G2, that's exactly what they wanted.
Oh, Sergey, he's not going to be happy about that. The fire somehow extended further than certainly I thought it would be. And Amanek took some Molotov damage down at Ivy too, so some accidents happening early on in the round. Round number 11. I'm glad that G2 are, starting to wake up a bit in this game. Because it was looking very dark, wasn't it, for a moment?
Especially with the knowledge of how good ENCE's terrain is, that's when you could really start to see at 5-2 it building into just a complete wipeout. So yeah, this is quite nice from G2. Still a chance to put a pretty powerful defensive half on board.
That's a cool position, isn't it? The 1-2 setup here for Shox and Lucky. Yeah, the Shox just moved away, but otherwise the idea was a good one. Flashbang in the eyes of Shox, and they're down. Alu is ready for that peak. He's going to take one down, but on the high ground, Lucky with 2 amazing headshots, dropping the bomb and down to 35 seconds. And they need to move very quick now, ENCE. They need to establish a little bit of control to get that bomb plant down. Jax has shown up to get the kill, and Lucky's going to continue. Triple for him, and X7 now. Nothing that he could do. There is really, they go for the fight. They did not have to, and if they hadn't, I don't think he would have had enough time. It's still very questionable that he could. Yeah, doesn't get off the high ground there. That was an amazing hold from Lucky.
That was really, really nice. Nice setup as well. That smoke coming out from Shox, giving him the cover to kind of hide inside of it until he picks his moment. I think I even saw Sergey glance up in that direction, but he wasn't peeking. Lucky wasn't peeking at that time, so just barely missed it. 12-5 for Jax. They're doing all this with Kenny only at 1 kill and barely any even like real influence on the game. I think even the damage stats are still very low. Kenny, yeah, his ADR is still down at 12.
All right.
Which, I mean, at one point you would have said it's a win condition for G2 that Kenny goes nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it still might be, sure. I you know, just taking a bit of a slow start to the day, kind of thing.
Yeah, can you say that though? It is already, you know, going on 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it is true, isn't it? Just letting the colleagues do most of the work.
Yeah.
Carrying some of the other ones.
Delegating, I believe, is what Kenny S is doing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how long that can continue before the whole thing, you know, breaks apart. Certainly need more out of him at some point. Great flashbang. They've been actually trying for this Ivy. Oh, and they just almost got away. They've been trying for that Ivy aggression for a while. I mean, obviously the flank was amazing that one round. And this time, they almost made it out. Would have got away with it too, Moses, if it wasn't for those damn kids.
Those damn kids. Ooh, around the edge of the smoke, the feet show first.
Do you think anyone's going to get Scooby-Doo references anymore? I doubt it.
No, I doubt it as well. Although Scooby-Doo did make a resurgence, didn't they?
Did it?
I think so.
No, okay. Well, then we're all good.
Shocks. The flick over is good. And G2 looking solid now. They can sit back, and Ariel's going to have to make his move into the double up. This is Kenny, who's looking the wrong way. Still woes for Kenny S. 50 seconds. Ariel and Alexi trying to work their way into this bomb site. Almost able to convert that, but Lucky grabs the other. 7-5.
What a turnaround for G2. If they'd lost that, you know, that one round and put 6 on the board for ENCE, I don't know. Their economy probably would have been looking very bad against 5 in a row for ENCE, and now they've lost 5 in a row themselves. And now their economy is looking bad. And they've bought Tech-9s.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Here we go. We'll see if they can get close enough to really hurt this double up setup. Flashbangs are great. They're wrapping around, and there goes Jax up top. Run and gun from Sergey. Amanek and Kenny S put back, way back in the lanes, and so is the rest of G2. They're going to have to retake from this position. All 4 players, no one's messing with Connector.
Man, that was a shot imbued with pure nostalgia, wasn't it, for Sergey? Like, that was a throwback to, like, you know, 15, 16 or something. What a great run through. Sergey does go down, and I don't know, there's still a Tech-9 left. The bomb is planted, and Ariel going to be going down as well as X7, so that leaves the last Tech-9. And I do like this. I mean, I love the idea that it's out, but I doubt it's going to work out. It's just, you know, a lot of fights that he has to take on here.
No, there's no real chance. He's not even peeking at the diffuser. I think he wants to grab a gun right at the end, perhaps. But a very nice retake from G2. Massing bodies out towards Ivy, all going from the same location. Sergey's pop flash play might have worked if it was just 1, maybe 2 G2 guys, but 3 or 4 there. Not everyone's going to be blind. Didn't help that Sergey blinded himself as well.
No, you want to try and avoid doing that at all cost. Do you think if you were wearing sunglasses, that would do anything to stop a flashbang?
I highly doubt it. I feel like they would have thought of that.
I don't know. How many people wear sunglasses inside, Moses? Like, if you're doing a raid on a house.
If you think maybe you're going to get flashbangs.
If you're in like a meth operation, you wear sunglasses in case.
We'd have some kind of protective goggles, I would assume.
Yeah, but they probably wouldn't be tinted. I don't know.
Doing my best with this one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think through.
I feel like the military wouldn't make something that could be countered by like a $10 pair of sunglasses at Walmart. But then again, you never know, do you?
You never know. Well, maybe somebody out there is an expert and then we'll figure it out. Get Mythbusters on it, along with the taser thing.
If you know anything about flashbangs,
yeah, tell us.
Send us your logic.
Round number 14. And please don't turn your side to Ivy like that. That makes me really worried.
He hasn't had a great feel for this game so far with the AWP. We've caught him turning maybe twice at inopportune times.
I think he slightly injured himself, Kenny, on one of those ridiculous scooters that are all over the place.
The bird scooters?
Yeah, it wasn't like a serious thing, I think, but he just scratched himself or something. Maybe
pulled a shroud, I believe we call that.
We do call it that, although not nearly as serious, but that was real unfortunate. Jax, not even taking the bait, just waiting. ENCE, I mean, from winning 5 in a row to this, if it's 10-5, that's actually just a great job on the side of the Frenchman. 3 down at Ivy, though. That could be an uncomfortable surprise for Kenny.
This is going to be an uncomfortable surprise for ENCE.
Wow.
Jax knows everything now. The game is up. Kenny's going to be called upon one more time. One's already gotten past him and a miss again. He's going to go for a repeat, perhaps frustrated. He's got himself there, and Shox has a double.
That's a good way to end the round. 2 for 1. Saving on the carbon footprint of those bullets, making sure that, that doesn't get out of control. So that's important.
Did Jax just straight go up ladder?
Yes, he did.
For no reason.
Well, he saw someone jumping.
Okay, and then he just went for it?
Yeah, and then he just decided that's it. Tired of waiting. That's kind of an outrageous play that you actually don't see very often, so heads up.
No, it's extremely outrageous.
Yeah, like, really high risk.
Now, I won't lie, when we were at Summit, we did see ENCE falter quite a bit in that event. Dropping some uncharacteristic maps and then just looking not like the ENCE that we saw, at the major and immediately afterwards. And they were pretty vocal on some of the interviews. Some of the times we got them on the couching about how there's, not everything is perfect within the team in terms of, at Summit making some mistakes with communication, making some mistakes in terms of positioning. Alu's making no mistakes as he comes out mid. He's got 2 opening kills, and that's going to get ENCE their 6th, you have to imagine. 5-on-2 in the round. A little bit of a mouse wheel jump, and Alu can do no wrong here, even falling with the P250. It's halftime.
What an absolutely outrageous performance there from Alu. We're going to go quick to a commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the second half. Stay tuned. We're back. I hope you guys missed us during the break. It's going to be the second half coming up here between ENCE and G2. It ended 9-6, but there was a point at the beginning where it looked like it was going to be a quick end for G2. So I'm just excited that they brought it back.
Yeah,
well done.
It was 5-2 for ENCE at one point, and then just a massive run, 7-1 for G2 on that CT side. That was great to see. Keeps them alive in this game, but the T side really failed them yesterday. Not a whole lot of gun rounds. They really leaned heavily on the pistol round victory. We'll see if they can get another one because it seems like they kind of need it, but this stack, there's too much. Even a player over at Spindu's, Alu, he's gooshed up and he's finished off.
Sergey, he's already got the one. Yeah, he wants to go aggressive. He had to do something to get out of that position, so somehow G2 fighting back in spite of the fact that you're right, they did run into a fairly big stack, and actually they're backing out. What a cheeky play. Man.
I can't believe they got out. That's
almost disrespectful, isn't it?
This gives them such a massive advantage. How do you retake now? You're scrambling to get into good positions. 2 players still at the inner bomb site. What a call from G2, and it's so effective. Bomb planted for free. Here comes the retake, but 2 flashbangs and Aerial's on 4.
That is really something. Best pull-out game I've seen all year, Moses. It's Aerial, LexiB, and X7. 3 versus 4. The bomb is down, and
oh my god,
they're hitting headshots out of the blue. How are they even allowed to get those fights? There's no smoke to cover the bomb, so this position for Kenny could be huge. He's back. Oh no, he does not make it back around the corner. And now Amanek, they're trying to run him down. They did everything right, G2. They can't get a goal this round, but they will end up losing it. I have lost my mind, Moses.
How does that work? How do those 2 players get picked off? Those that has to be fights that you're not supposed to be taking. We didn't really necessarily see it, but incredible kills to make that possible. A 3-on-4 with 1 player at 4 HP, and you get 2 long-range headshots to allow that to even happen. That's got to be gutting for G2. That's an absurd retake.
Why did you followed that up with an amazing swap out of B into A?
Yeah.
And then you got the bomb down. It's like, what, 5 versus 3? You're just absolutely cruising. Man, that's rough. That's very rough indeed. 17th round here. Got some upgraded pistols on the G2 side. I mean, if they end up losing this in like a close scoreline, that's the round that we're all going to look back to and say, yeah, well,
You shouldn't have lost that pistol.
Yeah. Shouldn't have done it.
And fair play. They should have never lost that pistol. I mean, that outer bomb site too. What a difficult site to retake to begin with when conditions are optimal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the fact that they had no smoke to force a fight. They had so many people to find. I'm actually confused. Genuinely confused.
We can watch it later. It'll be fascinating.
Do we want? I mean, yeah.
We can laugh.
We could.
Maybe cry.
It's like a social kind of study, maybe. Yeah.
Well, the rarely seen one pop flash 5 players stream out of team mid, and it is getting as destroyed as you would have expected. Alexi does go down, but the bomb site's still under the firm grip of ENCE.
Yeah, we're getting a clear sense for why it's rarely seen. It's good that people test it every once in a while, though, so we sort of get, you know, confirmation that that does not work. 9-8 though, and
that plan is going to help G2 with an early buy at the very least.
Yeah, so a slight bit of silver lining, I guess. Has Shox moved position from yesterday? I feel like he was further on the left when they were playing yesterday.
I can't recall, to be honest with you.
Maybe I'm just making it up.
Maybe you are. It wouldn't surprise me in the least. Kenny on top of the first train, he's going to drop down that. Timing from the top of the train to the ground allows Alu to get a perfect angle on it, and now Sergey's going to see everything that's coming. Molotov is out there, going to put a smoke out the pre-fire because he's blind. Gets the new angle, he can't even get one. Jack's coming around the corner, still playing a phenomenal game, still providing entries for G2.
What a turnaround. Kenny trying his best there in coming out of main. Oh, Jax, if you got back around that corner, that would have been a great position to be in. And they actually are a little bit late with the bomb plant, in spite of the fact that they had the bomb site for a while. There is no flank coming, so it's just going to be a straight-up fight here. And I think they're actually worried. They're looking for a flank. Alu is sort of worried that someone is going to be flanking from Pop Dog, but they should realize soon that's not going to be happening. There are no more grenades left on G2, and there are a lot of smokes left on ENCE. They could smoke everything. The bomb, lower, and upper all at the same time. So this is going to be very difficult. Lucky picking up one good kill, goes for the fight, but he can't get it. Follow up from Amanek, but they need a lot more. Bomb. Oh, they don't even communicate, and that's it. They didn't know where he was, or were they just trying to defuse anyway? I'm confused.
I think he probably hears the call, but in the heat of the moment when you're trying to smoke and get on the bomb, you don't quite recognize that it's Pop Dog. He might have seen the kill feed and just thought that, you know, one of the upper guys was still alive. It might have just been a small mistake, but a nice win for G2 to keep things separated 10-8 now, but almost losing another retake, another post plant.
Yeah, but at least that was a 4 versus 3, right? So they had a little bit. I like to call the aggression, you know, pushing down, smoking off the Molotov, going really aggressive. Yeah. You probably can't do that all of the time.
No, but I mean, if you don't do that, right? If you don't do that, then it just allows the time. You have to sit behind that Molotov. That 6 or 7 seconds can allow that other player to come back, and then you have a stauncher defense. So, I mean, it's always pick and choose your risk, right? Like, where do you want your risk to be? Is it the Molotov and coming through the smoke, or is it the rotation, the extra defense?
They lost everybody. In spite of winning, they actually don't have that great cash either.
Right. All 5 players do die. Oh, there are those kills. Wait. No.
Shut up.
No, not like that.
Is that even legal?
Oh. Well, that explains it. But feels dirty taking that win.
Feels dirty watching it.
Yeah, I need to wash my hands.
That is actually out of this world.
I didn't catch it when it was at full speed. I was like, why are they just showing us a guy shooting bullets at the wall? Then, of course.
Yeah, well, there we go. That actually does, like, G2 still should not have lost that round. But that
explains a little bit, doesn't it?
It takes a little bit of weight off the scale, doesn't it? You sort of feel like, oh, well.
I mean, at least it wasn't, I mean, yeah, at least it's not someone taking like a silly fight before they have to, or like doing some kind of crazy play that risks everything. It's literally just a massive amount of luck.
It's like a football field away in a like tiny little gap, and a running finish man on the other end. Just literally like a couple of clicks. Yeah.
Well, G2, I think, has a... I mean, both teams are pretty wrecked economically. G2 takes this so patiently, and because of that, look at the counter utility that's now available to ENCE. Only a decoy to slow things down. That's not going to do anything. Flashbang's about to come out. Here comes that hit, that connector hit. Alu's got the AWP, and he's got the first. I don't know if they expected that, but they've got to take the attention away. It's got to be the guys coming out of Ivy to take care of him, but Alexi is still alive along the wall. They haven't been able to dispatch of him. Good trade. Ladder room is still a danger as well. Everyone being brought solo. Amanek, 8 HP, and the Scout still taking shots.
Yeah, that was very close. Only 7 seconds, but they're sort of winning the fight now. Out of Pop Dog again. That's the third player coming out almost.
Time.
And Sergey, yeah, they're going to run out of time. That was there's just a lot of people. They actually kind of won the fight for a minute there on the actual sort of floor, but then
too many flanks.
Too many flanks, yeah, out of Pop Dog.
Pop Dog, there was one along the wall. I think a second one came down Pop Dog as well. Just too many angles and not enough nades to really cover up all those positions. Well done from ENCE. We're going to get another timeout, this time from ENCE as they want to talk things over. Can I throw production under the bus and see if we can get that pistol round up again? That X7 shot.
Oh, but...
I want to see it.
Do you?
I do a little bit.
You are a sadist, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just,
bit messed in the head.
I mean, that shot was really out of control.
That's incredible. It's one of the crazier shots I've seen in some time.
Yeah, I agree. The gap is so narrow to get that long shot.
It makes no sense.
He even
It's on shocks as well.
Yeah, the puppy dog eyes are going to be in full effect down there.
I want to know how mad he got after that. Maybe I'll find him somewhere.
Do you even get mad, or is it one of those things where you actually just laugh? Because you're like, your brain just can't actually cope with it.
Yeah, I think there's only a certain number of players who wouldn't get mad at something like that, though. I feel like we have more pro players who would get mad.
One of those, you know, if you don't, you know, sort of laugh, you cry.
Yeah.
You have to do something.
I mean, this isn't for elimination or anything like that, but
still.
Yeah.
Round number 20. And a delightfully close scoreline here. I'm really getting into this game now. Aerial with the UMP had no problem taking care of that.
He waited outside for the pop flash Q.
Yeah.
Comes swinging in.
10-9, and good position. Oh, down at Ivy as well. Oh, they actually tagged him up, but Amanek is just holding his breath, and he's going to catch him reloading. That's a lot of patience, you know.
He outplayed X7 to a massive degree, waited for the reload, and he's just laughing all the way. Look at what that does. That pulls the B defender back. This bomb site is wide open. Sergey knows he's got a second issue, and okay, so ENCE is deciding to flank up ladder and wrap around the bomb site instead of actually defending it itself, while Sergey went and dealt with that one infiltrator, and this is going to be so tough to pull off now.
Yeah, Penny getting shot at the back. That's going to give it up, the fact that there's a flank, but they don't really know it's a double one, so that might be a little bit of a trick in itself. That's Alexei B taking down Shocks, and that leaves Jax, I mean, again with the Mac 10, 1 versus 3. He's going to pick up the kill. He flanks by, he's still alive, and they're off the bomb. They had to sort of get off it, because otherwise he was going to get killed. He only has 2 health. Aerial, he's back on the bomb. That's so risky. And now trying to cover the corner there. They're not defusing with the kit, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but they just have it. Surviving on 2 and 13 health.
What a heads-up play from Aerial, getting off the bomb when he realizes his teammate had gone down, because if he stays there, he dies to that Mac 10 spray. He got lucky to even survive to begin with there, but having 2 players alive, even because he only had 2 HP, it changes the way the Terrorist plays the scenario if there's 2 alive, right? If it's just 1, you can toy with him tapping the bomb. So big play, big risk from Aerial, but it pays off.
Jax is on 21, and look at the rest of his team. I mean, he's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Need people like that sometimes, but it'd be great if somebody else could follow it up.
It's tied 10-10, and we still haven't had to say Kenny S's name very much.
No, we really haven't.
24 ADR, 4 kills. Struggling to find impact in this game. But G2 is still alive for the moment, although it feels like they've used some of their cards. I mean, they've just lost some unfortunate rounds. That pistol round is brutal. That last round was pretty harsh as well. They've had their opportunities to regain the lead and regain some momentum in this game, and it's just not panning out for them.
Yeah, it's hard to rewind the tape and know what would have happened if they'd won the pistol, but it could have been that they would have had like a 4-round lead or something like that now.
The only round they've won in this second half is the round where all 5 of them died, ended up going down.
Well, that's also not a good sign, is it?
No, they haven't had a chance to build up money, even with the full losing bonus. Maybe not full losing bonus, but they're getting there.
Wonder if, because was it Amanek, I think, that won that fight against X7 down at Ivy? although they both had like SMGs, but maybe G2 would register that as some sort of weakness, and maybe they would try and get in behind them for some sort of wraparound in a round where, you know, a couple of more people do it.
Yeah.
Because at least that was cool to see. Surprisingly successful in this round, G2, although actually winning it is an entirely different matter, but still, I'm impressed that they managed to make it this far. Shox on 7 health, so he has to wait for the fire to go out, and that will give the win to ENCE. 11-10 now for the Finns. Let's see what we got here for G2.
Should be a very strong buy. We're going to get a timeout. I believe it's their last timeout of the game as they want to talk things over. This is an all-important round for G2. Establish something, some kind of success on their offensive side. They're going to have AKs. They're going to have AWP as much as they want. They can have one on Kenny and Shox if they really would like to go double up on the T side. But you could see intense discussion between Shox and the coach.
Again, it doesn't, you know, just because of Shox's eyes, it looks like he's being yelled at, you know? It makes me feel bad.
I think it's the hand talking. I think it's the...
Yeah, it's like in his face.
Gestures.
The pressure is definitely on G2 at the moment, isn't it?
In a way, I mean, this is ENCE's pick, right? And this is a map that you'd usually probably write G2 off in this matchup. So the fact that it's 10-11 and they still have a chance to respond is actually pretty cool in a way for them. Delayed peek towards Ivy. X7 gonna get the information. Smoke to delay. That's a dangerous spam, and Amanek is losing it. Actually, so is everyone. Aerial has found one. That's Jax to go down, the top fragger, and that's not a great thing.
No, it really isn't. I don't know. Hard to comment on a scenario like that where 4 people are shooting through the smoke and somebody wins. But ENCE are going to be excited that it was them.
Cross your finger. Pray your bullet connects through the smoke first.
Yeah. I wonder if it's possible to get better than other people are doing it, you know? Like, that's the skill you practice, you know?
Yeah, learning the angles through smoke. Maybe we start lining things up.
Maybe training like some sort of, you know, sixth sense, Moses. Practicing meditation, I don't know.
That be your superpower? Being able to, with X-ray vision, help with the smoke?
No, because it'd be inside the game, surely. Come on.
Okay.
LXCB takes down Amanek, and now X7, well, he probably could have got that kill, but it was stolen from him. LXCB still feeling hungry with the organ. Will pick up a second kill. X7 really wants to get into the action. He's got like one last chance. It all gets stolen.
It disappears up the ladder.
Yeah.
12-10, and that's out of a timeout. G2 didn't get to even try anything. Jax goes down early, a lot of damage to the smoke over towards Ivy. So ENCE is able to just kind of counteract whatever strategy they have. Double op set up with X7 and Alu now on the defense. Ooh, that's harsh.
Oh, that's just a leg showing, wasn't it? Yeah. 12-10. G2. I'm trying to think of what has really worked. I think some of those speed pushes have been the more successful ones. That flashbang setup was definitely all worth it. Kenny setting it up, but Amanek closing out the kill.
You have to capitalize on this opening frag. If you're G2, you have a 5-on-4 in the first 20 seconds. You have to win this round down 10-12. You do not get too many gun rounds on this T side, as we saw yesterday against Renegades, especially. And we've seen struggles on the gun rounds now here against ENCE. You have to be able to put rounds on the board when you have the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is you might only get like one more chance at a round like this for the rest of the half here, so this has to convert. More importantly, it's not like ENCE have that much money, so actually if they do pick this one up and sort of roll it even just a little bit, this can actually really spawn a bit of a comeback for them in the game, although we'll look at the stack here for... Oh, this is such a call for ENCE, isn't it?
What a hard read. Where is Aerial? Is he over in T-mid? Yeah, so he's got some information. He's saying T-mid is clear, there's no noise here. Oh, this peak could be everything. Sergey's gonna get spotted. He's dropped as well. 30 seconds. Still time for them to actually readjust and go outside if they want to. Aerial, his position is so important. Now he needs that kill. He's not gonna get it. G2 have found it. After a 5-on-4, they have just waited out ENCE, made them nervous, made them rotate for information. Alu's gonna try and pull this round back, but It's impossible now. It's time to run. Bomb is on the floor, but it doesn't matter. Plenty of time to pick it up. Save the weapons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he was thinking about the time then. Wouldn't it be the ultimate play if Alexei B just shot him, the guy with the bomb from up here? Which you can do. So, can get it angled.
Can you?
Yeah. That would certainly be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be. I think so. Well, let's find out let's go over this round. What exactly worked out for G2? The opening pick was obviously very nice, but other than that, it was just kind of ENCE rotating, trying to get back into the round, trying to find an equalizing kill.
But the crazy thing is, it looked so much like ENCE were about to have the perfect three-man stack at B. And then even then, rotating back, if in main, was it Aerial? I think it was there. If he had picked up that first kill, I mean, that wasn't the bomb leading it, but if it had, it could have easily bought enough time for Alo to get into a really good position, and it would have bought another 5 seconds. Like, they would have had time problems if he had got that first kill. So.
Or it could have prompted the hit forward, right?
Yeah.
At that inner bomb site, they could have said, oh, there's someone out there being aggressive, let's just hit inner, we're all here. Then you just go right into the stack. So yeah, still some dangerous elements, but G2 a chance. If they win this,
Money's
if they
gone.
shatter the economy for ENCE, yeah, money would be all gone, and then all of a sudden you have a chance on the T side to really build up some rounds.
Ooh. Close shot, but not happening. 24th round here. A little bit of damage on Aerial in the beginning. Just all the time right on the edge for G2. If they win this round, it does open up the game a lot. I still feel like ENCE have got a really good shot at doing this, but
I'm surprised ENCE hasn't rotated anyone back to the B bomb site. The flashbang, the peak for that lower ramp was in. Sergey should be able to know it. They're putting a lot of faith in him right now. Yeah, wanting to be aggressive elsewhere on the map.
We haven't talked that much about Sergey, but he's obviously an amazing player, so now he's got a little bit of backup too. Alo is there with the AW. Oh, he makes the jump and he does spot them out. Is he going to try and take the shot? He will, but Kenny coming up on top this time. You said it, Moses. It's been a while since we've said his name. Feels good to see him get that kill.
They needed that kill, but this play from Aerial could ruin everything. He doesn't even clear out towards Ivy.
No.
Oh, the timing though.
Oh no. Oh, he's going to get it. Yeah, he had to take that shot. So that does reveal his position, but still, the pressure now on G2 is pretty immense. They have to push forward and just go for it. Especially at 30 seconds left, they're going to be pushing into a double stack. X7 down here by the spindles. He's going to win that first fight, and a great follow-up. Sergey helping him out on the crossfire, and that will shut it all down. G2 not able to make this through. The early frag was so good there for Kenny. That really worked out, but the flank was...
That was what saved the round, because G2 can't even go back. You never know if he gets that kill and he's actually watching for you to fall back into ladder. And they had a player over in Ivy who had to turn into a flanker, but he could have been their plan B. They could have all fallen back again and just gone down ladder to that adder bomb site and sync up with him, but the flank ruins all the plans. It forces them to go too fast with their primary plan of attacking inner. It takes away plan B, which is falling back and going down ladder. It was a beautiful play.
Yeah, it really was. Don't get to see enough out of that. I think some of those plays are one of the reasons why they're such an enjoyable team to watch, ENCE. So much, like just a little bit of flavor to some of those rounds.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot of fun. Oh, without the flashbangs, that probably would have been a kill. Oh, Jax.
It's a fake. It's a fake. It's all going inner, and they pulled everyone back. There's a chance here. Sergey's out in the open. The flames are on the ground, and he's got 2 with the spray. Kenny trades him off, but the damage is done, and Alu has arrived. A great hold from the young Finn, and now Aerial is going to help his team get back into this bomb set. Tapping away, finally wins the fight, and it's just Kenny. ENCE is going to get up to 14, unless Kenny has some magic left.
He can't even really unscope, or he's going to give away his position down here. So this is so uncomfortable. Oh no, they're right in front. It's a good shot there on Alu, but that's when the real trouble begins. They know where he is. They're thinking about moving forward. He actually does get that tag in, and then they're going to run him down. Man, I don't know what happens if Jax gets a kill out there. Like that's surely going to keep everyone rotating back. And Sergey, that was a heroic play, wasn't it?
If he gets a kill or just stays alive, I don't think Sergey turns around. Like, that was at the perfect moment to put down the Molotov and take that fight. You freeze them inside the fire, let them burn while you're taking your time. And G2 just not able to get anything going in this half.
They're really not. Now, they in turn are out of money. And that's a problem. Sort of bought what a little bit in this round, trying to increase their chances. Which is fine. I mean, a miracle win right now, that would do a lot. That'd sort of keep the game open. Otherwise, I'm not sure they have what it takes here. Aerial behind the E-box, and Molotov's actually doing a lot there.
Oh, that smoke just ruined everything. That's the sad face. Oh my god, they're gonna get out. So blind, and Amanek does some work, but the rest of the defense is still here, still posted up with these AUGs and AWPs. Nice shot from Shox, but I don't think it's enough.
No, he's trying to follow it up, but so many people on the bomb side. And it will be 15-11 in favor of ENCE, so the Finnish team now very much back in the lead and about to close out map number 1. It is their map pick, as you were pointing out, which I think is a fair little thing to add to the game. But overall, I don't know. They won that pistol.
The problem is the T side again.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily just because of the pistol. Like, we saw against Renegades, they got the pistol in 2 rounds, which is what they're on par for now, minus that disastrous pistol round. Shock's gonna try and do it all himself, running through fire, and he's got the first. That's X7 down towards Ivy. Can ENCE recover from this?
They do a bit of a job there with Kenny. And Alexi, he actually had the idea. He knew exactly what was going on, but wasn't able to pick it up. Easy enough shot there for Alu and Amanek, who was also being, I think, tagged up. So Lucky will get a kill on Aerial. Still a man advantage here for G2, but they got to be careful. That AWP on Alu, we've already seen it in action numerous times, and it has been looking very good. He knows he's got a little bit of backup behind him, so can stop to worry about that. No bomb plant yet. That buys some time here for the defending side to get into position.
Lucky's coming in real late with the bomb. G2, because they have so much control in the outer yard, they're fine to be patient, but they've walked right into Sergey. The one spot they didn't clear, or they had cleared it earlier. Sergey's rotated himself around into Ivy. That's a new angle onto the bomb site that's tough to clear out, especially when Alu with the AWP joins up and the call comes out. Sergey knows the bomb is in the site.
Yep. They wanted to plant inside of the smoke that he just put out, but now they're waiting. Alu, they're planting right on the other side. You actually can shoot under the train, but oh, Lucky goes down. Sergey, 2 big kills here in the 2 versus 3, and now it's Jax. He's got the bomb plant, sure, but they actually have Molotovs and smokes as well. If they find out where he is, that could be very bad news. They're going to be able to force him out. They do have kits on both players as well. Let's just see what happens here. Time ticking quite far at the moment. Oh, he spots out one, but not revealing his position. That is smart play. Now the smoke is up on top, and he's changed his position. They don't know that. This is so well played from Jack. Oh, but Alu picking it up anyway. A ridiculous shot. And that's going to be 16-11. ENCE taking down G2. I can't believe he got that shot.
No, I can't believe he hit that shot either. Jax, I thought he played that so smart, but that just seems to be the theme for G2's half, is so many opportunities. They got themselves in the position to win, and something crazy just happens to snatch it away. The pistol round, that shot from Alu at the end. I thought the trigger discipline from Jax was great in that scenario. But overall, just too overwhelming for ENCE. They just know this map very intimately well, and they seem super comfortable on it.
Yeah, really, really impressive. We're going to go to commercial break, and then we'll be back with map number 2, so stay tuned.